Hello everyone. Hello and welcome to the Tilda Getting Started webinar. I'm very excited to welcome you today. My name is Elizabeth, and if you can already hear and see me, I would be glad if you leave something in the chat, if you comment it with whatever, preferably with your location, because it's always very interesting to know the whereabouts of our audience. So if you can hear and see me, please add to the chat something like a plus or just tell me where you're joining us from, so that I know that everything is okay and we can start. All right, so I'm just will wait for a couple of moments before making sure that the live stream is on and everything works correctly, but I can see already that we are live and everything should be okay. Right, so let me first introduce this webinar to you and a couple of things before we start. First of all, the recording of this webinar will be available on the Tilda YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I very much encourage you to do so. Because we create a lot of different webinars on website building, on web design, digital marketing, and all things around websites. That's the first thing. Second thing, if you have registered for this webinar, you will receive the email tomorrow with the link to the recording. So it's going to be in your inbox. No need to worry about that. Another thing, very important, please do use the chat and ask your questions about anything Tilda related or web design related, or about your project, or if you want me to dig deeper in in a feature that I would mention, please let me know, and I will check the chat every now and then. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions. All right, so again, let me introduce myself. I'm Elizabeth and I work for Tilda, and I'm very happy to welcome you today at this webinar. Today, we are going to cover all the essentials of Tilda, and I will basically let you find out how you can create a website using Tilda and not being a designer or a developer. So no code and no difficult features and difficult design tricks that you should know. No, if you are coming here as a complete newbie to web design, that's a place to be. That's the webinar for you, and I welcome you again. Right, so we are ready to start. I think people are joining. While you're joining us, please say hello, use the chat so that I know that the chat works, that you guys exist, and I will be happy to communicate with you today. I think that the webinar will last for about an hour, depending on the number of questions that you ask me, and I think everything is set and we are ready to start. Yes, I can see the first comments. Hello, and welcome. So let's get started. First of all, what are we going to do today? What are we going to talk about? I will show you what is Tilda. I will cover all the main or the key features of the platform, the website builder. I will show you how to create websites from scratch or from templates, how to customize blocks and what is a block on Tilda. I will explain that in a moment. I will also show you how to create unique blocks, how to collect leads and do the online marketing for your web project, how to launch media and blocks, how to track the performance, which is important, especially if you want a website to market and to promote it online, and how to prepare a website for launch and promotion. Right, so first things first, what is Tilda? Tilda is a no-code website builder for everyone. What does it mean? It means that anyone, no matter if you're a professional designer creating websites for your clients, or just a person that needs a website for yourself, a personal website, for example, or a portfolio, and you have nothing to do with web design and never use the tools like Photoshop or Figma, You can totally create a website on Tilda because it's easy and intuitive, and I will show you in which way it is so. Right. So what kind of websites can you create on Tilda? I would say pretty much any type of websites. First of all, landing pages. What is a landing page? So it's the one-page website. Usually it's used for marketing purposes, for products or services. This is one of the examples. Another thing you can make on Tilda is the business multi-page website, not necessarily business, but multi-page websites. Of course, they work very well for business. So what does it mean multi-page? Is that when you have several pages and you link them and you have a menu and you can switch, for example, from the services page to portfolio page to the pricing plans, contacts, and so on, right? Online stores or e-commerce is totally possible to create as well. You can use a set of tools for e-commerce that I will dig a little bit deeper in a moment. Blogs and multimedia projects are also possible to create on Tilda. So you can create a blog, a personal blog or a blog for your business and integrate it with your website, or make it a dedicated, like a separate project of your own. And this is one of the examples. And you can also use the multimedia projects for your, for example, editorials. Like journalists use a lot Tilda to create more engaging, let's say, stories, thanks to the animation tools, thanks to all the imagery that you can put on your website. It makes it possible. Personal websites or portfolio pages are also another type of, quite popular type of websites that are being created on Tilda Website Builder all the time, and this is one of the finest example that received the honors at the awards. Awards is the kind of the Oscars for web design. So we're proud to have a lot of websites made on Tilda that received that award. So for your personal projects and personal websites, no matter if you are an artist, for example, or you are a professional that wants to get more clients using your website, you can make that on Tilda. You can make that happen. Very well. So let's see how actually you create websites. So the principle, or what makes Tilda special, is the idea behind the website creation. It is intuitive and easy. Why? Because we use so-called blocks. So we have a library of almost 600 of responsive pre-designed blocks. So what is responsive and what is a block? A block is basically a section of the web page. It can be a cover page or hero page, a gallery, titles, the text box, features, columns, menus, the team presentation, and so on and so forth. There are many categories, more than 25. And so you basically pick up a block, modify its content and its look, pick up another block, and this way you assemble block by block your website, just like you assemble something out of Lego blocks. Okay, so this principle is quite intuitive and not difficult at all. Next, how do you modify those blocks and how do you modify the content? You do everything in the browser, so no need to download applications, no need to download any programs. Everything happens in the browser. More than that, you can modify the content right in the layout, as you can see here, and see the changes immediately. So uploading pictures, changing text, changing text styles, and so on. Right, yes, so intuitive editing. Next to the blocks, we have also template collection. So what's the difference between a template and a block? The templates are pre-designed pages. So you pick a page, and there are more than 200 of such pre-designed templates or pages on Tilda. They're divided in several categories. Again, landing pages, online stores, business websites, portfolios, and so on. So you create your website out of this template, which makes it easier for you and Most importantly, it makes it faster because you don't need to spend time on thinking about the structure of the page you want to make. There is already a structure and you just need to quickly change the content and you can launch your project right away. This is a very good option for the marketing projects that need to be launched yesterday. And yeah, so this is the template category, a template collection, sorry. Next to the pre-designed blocks that are responsive, what does it mean responsive? So no matter which device you use to open your website from, the blocks, the design of the blocks will adapt to the screen size. So you can open your website on your grandma's small smartphone, or you can open it on a huge 4K monitor, and the blocks will look just great on both screens, right? So this is about responsiveness. Now, if you want to create unique blocks, like not to start from the pre-designed solutions, but create something on your own, especially if you have some knowledge in web design, then Zero Block is an interesting feature. It's a built-in professional web design editor where your design capabilities are unlimited, basically. So what can you do? You can manually adapt your design to different screens. There are 5 screen resolutions that you can set as you like. Okay, there is an auto scaling feature, meaning that the design will scale according to the size of the screen or the browser that is used. You can use custom grids, rulers, you can use layers and group elements, just like in graphics editors. You can use gradients and visual filters that are already there. And you can also, especially important for professional designers that create websites for the clients and use Figma. So there is an opportunity to import your designs from Figma to Tilda automatically. You don't need to do anything. It's just a couple of clicks and your design becomes a website, basically. And you're all set to launch and publish your website right from your Figma design layout. Okay, so that's Zero Block. Also on Tilda, you can create all types of animation. So for the pre-designed blocks from the block library, there is a basic animation, such as the one that you can see now on the screen. For example, when you open your page, the text or the title of the page appears not immediately, but from the left, from the top, or zooming in and out. Everything is possible, and you don't need to do it manually. It's already pre-designed, so all the timings are set. You just click on the effect that you want to use, and it's there. It's applied. Another thing is step-by-step animation. So this is for the it's an advanced feature that you would use in Zero Block, and you can create amazing sequences of animation for all the elements, be it shapes, images, text, blocks, and so on. So you can see one of the example when several elements assembled into something, into a new element, so these animation features are pretty much easy to learn, and sometimes they can blow your mind. I hope you will try and enjoy those tools. Interactive animation is also possible. What does it mean? For example, when a user interacts with your website and hovers over a text box, or any element that you decide, something happens on the website. So for example, in this video that you can see now on the screen, when you hover over the text, an image related to this text box appears. So this is the interactive animation, and it's very good for user engagement because it helps people to stay on the page longer and to explore your content and to have fun with it as well. And also the animation on Tilda is available on mobile devices. So whatever animation you set up, if you open your website from the mobile, this will work as well. This is very important nowadays because the majority of the views in general of the websites are happening from the mobile phones, from smartphones. Right, so animation is there. Marketing tools. So when you want to promote your website, because once you create a website, you would like it to appear on the search, but also you very much want, often times you would like the visitors to leave their contacts so that you can create a contact base and then use it for your marketing purposes. And there are many tools on Tilda that you can use, especially for this, for lead capture. So for example, we have online forms with 20 plus types of the input fields, such as email, questions with several options, or questions with the possibility for a person to type in the answer. Also, you can create polls and quizzes for your visitors. And you can connect already integrated data collection services such as Slack, MailChimp, email, Notion, Zapier, Salesforce, Monday.com, and others. So these are the services that help you gather the user's contact details and then reuse it for your purposes. It can be newsletter, campaigns, or whatever you decide. Very good. Another nice built-in free feature is the Tilda CRM. So this is the customer management feature that allows you to create funnel stages, to comment on the submissions and keep them in one place. You can see the customer history. You can also see the analytics and statistics of the lead and every submission. And you can work in teams. So you can simultaneously work in one CRM space, being a team of several people. Okay, and communicate with each other. That is a nice feature if you work in a team, and for example, one person is a marketer, another one is a copywriter, and you want to share the your customer base. This is totally possible with Tilda CRM. Very good. Then, what do we have is e-commerce toolset that I have mentioned before. We have so-called product catalog. So in case you're selling more than, several products, so until you can sell either your services, digital products, or you can sell physical goods like, shorts or sweaters or whatever. And for this, if you have a lot of items, it's a good idea to use a product catalog to automate the process, right? And what do we have as product catalog tools? So first of all, this is how the dashboard looks. And then what can you do? You can import and export items in bulk. Okay. You can add products manually as well and set up them in details, right? You can control the stock and keep track of it very easily. You can create variants and options for the products. So it's quite a flexible tool that you set up according to your own needs. So that's the product catalog, just for you to keep in mind that you can use it. Now, whatever website type you decide to create, you would like to know the statistics, right? So how many people visit your website, where they're from, how many sessions, so how many times a person would come and go to your website. And this, for this, we have the built-in statistics. So what can you see on Tilda already without even connecting anything like Google Analytics? So the built-in statistics, they show views and settings. You can also check the leads and conversion rates, which is important for marketing projects. You can see the popular pages. So if you have multi-page website and you want to know which articles, for example, or which blog posts are more popular than others, you can totally do so. You can see the page views, sessions, and visitors. And also you can see what type of device your website is accessed from. So either a desktop or mobile. And then maybe create some adjustments to your designs. Also the events, the traffic sources, or where your traffic comes from. And of course, you can also integrate Google Analytics and connect it to your website, and then go into the detailed statistics and analytics over there. Now, for the online store statistics, there is a special, there is a dedicated analytics tab for online stores to track your e-commerce performance. And there you can see the total sales, the orders, the total orders, the conversion rates, again, average order value is available, repeat purchase rate, channel efficiency. So this is, again, what channel brings you more orders, okay, and purchases. And also there is a detailed ABC and XYZ analytics, all built in to Tilda. Now, for the content publishing, so if you are a blogger and you want to create a blog, a personal blog or professional blog, you can use the so-called feeds. So feeds is the tool, also built in, also free on Tilda. Feeds is a tool to automate blogging. Basically, what can you do with this? First of all, the number of blog posts is unlimited, so you can post as many blog posts as you want, and it's unlimited for the future. You don't need to think about the storage on the cloud, if it's going to be finished or not. It's not going to be finished. It's unlimited. Now, you can also do you can also schedule your blog posts. You don't need to be there every time your new post is live. You can schedule it for the future, and then the blog posts will go live automatically. You can also create turbo pages or AMP. This is something to speed up the page load speed, okay? And also, of course, you can create categories for a blog post. For example, if you have several topics that you are covering, you can divide your blog posts accordingly. Okay. Now, as for the URL address, so the name of the link of your website, what do you do? How do you set it up on Tilda? So you can totally connect your custom domain, such as my website is the example of the name of your website, right? .com, .net, .org, whatever you want. As well as you can use the free subdomain on Tilda. That is available also on the free Tilda plan, and I will show you later where you can set it up. Now, if we're speaking about SEO, what is SEO? So SEO is a website ranking, is how well your website performs when somebody is looking for it on Google. Is it like on the first page in Google results, or you need to scroll down a lot to find your website? So on Tilda, we have advanced SEO settings. First of all, you need to know that even without these advanced settings, all websites created on Tilda are indexed very well on search engines. Why? Because of this sequential block structure, which is also mirrored in the code, which makes it easy for the search engine robots to index the websites. But on top of that, what helps your website to appear high on Google results is, first of all, friendly URL. Okay, it's up to you to create it. What does it mean? It means that you don't put like strange numbers and letters for your URL address, but you put something relevant to your project, right? So if you do a surf camp, you would put a surf camp and then the location, for example, surf camp in Canada, .com or .tilda.ws. This is the example of the Tilda subdomain, which is for free, offered to you by the website builder, and that helps the website SEO. Title and description. This is something that people see in the results on Google, right? This is also totally customizable. You can also add tags and keywords. The fav icon is the little image that appears next to the website on Google results. Okay, here is the example. You can also set up redirects, all types, and make your website available on HTTPS protocol. You can create custom 404A error pages. The sitemap is already auto-generated. You don't have to think about it. SEO Assistant is a cool feature. It's a tool, basically, that works as if you have an assistant, as a virtual assistant. So basically you go there to check if any errors of the SEO settings are there for your project, and then you click on the link and you get to the little guide that explains you how to fix this error. Or for example, if you forgot to add the H1 tag, which is very important for SEO, you will be reminded here and you will go and add it, and it will be fixed. And also, of course, you can connect the Google Search Console to make it faster for your website to appear on Google results. Okay. Next, as for the page load speed, we take it very seriously. And there are many things that our developers implemented to make sure that your websites and web pages load very fast, because it makes a difference nowadays. So what are these tools? I will just very quickly give you an overview. Lazy load, which means that content is uploaded gradually while you scroll, not all at once. The content delivery network, which means that there are servers located all around the world, and depending on the user's location, he will receive the information from the server that is the closest to their location. Okay, the WebP image format is used to make the images lighter and loaded faster, and adaptive image resizing is a technology that we use for all Tilda websites. Good. Now, that was the overview of the platform, and now I invite you to go with me and see how Tilda actually works, and let's try to create a website together. Let me just check if you have asked any questions, and I would encourage you again to do so. So whatever question comes to your mind, please use the chat. And I can see here the first question from Antonio. Hey, Antonio. So I have a rental home website, and I would need a built-in calendar that shows customers the availability so they can make reservations. Is that possible on Tilda? Yeah, it is. It is possible to integrate that, Antonio. I will not go into this right now, but maybe I will show you how you can ask and get a help from our support team that will explain you in detail how to create it. So this is how Tilda dashboard would look once you have registered on the platform. But before that, let me show you the main page. So the main page of Tilda is tilda.cc. You can Google it, Tilda website builder, and get there, or just put into your browser search box tilda.cc, and you will end up on this page. Okay, now if you don't have the account yet, to create it is quite easy. You just click the sign up button over here, and you need to fill in 3 input fields with your name, email address, and password. So the email is preferably that you use the real email, because afterwards you will have to verify your email address to keep using the platform. Right? So once this is done, this is what you're going to see. This is the dashboard where no projects or no websites are created yet. And first thing that you can see is try Tilda Personal Plan for free. So let me quickly explain you what are the plans and what are the possibilities for you, so that it's easier for you to choose the subscription that you want to use for your especially for your project. So if I go to plans and billing over here, and I go a little bit down, and here are the three basic plans that Tilda offers. First of all is the free plan. The free plan is free forever, as a lifetime free plan that allows you to create one website with 50 pages on it, okay, and gives you 50 megabyte of the storage for all the images or other content type that you want to use for your website. Okay, now the personal plan allows you to use also one website, but already with 500 pages and 1 GB of storage, and you get the access to all the blocks of the library. You can connect the custom domain, and you basically have all the features, all the kind of technical features to create, for example, an online store and to connect the payment systems, or to to make a blog, and so on. Okay, so this personal plan is one of the most popular one for people who want to create one website for themselves or for their business. It comes at a price of $10 per month if you buy the annual subscription, and if you opt for the annual subscription, no matter if you buy personal business plan on Tilda, you get also as a bonus, you can remove the label that comes that is at the footer of all the websites created on Tilda. It looks not here, we will not see it, but it's just I will show you later. It's just a very narrow black or white footer, the shape where it's written that the website is created on Tilda. So if you want to get rid of that one, you can buy an annual subscription and do so. And the third plan is the business plan. So basically also you have the access obviously to all the features, but you can create instead of one website, you can have 5 websites on one account and connect 5 different domains to these websites, and you will get 500 pages per website and 1 giga of the storage on the cloud. Okay, and this one is $20 per month with annual payments. The question from Antonio is the reservations calendar come with personal plan? So on personal plan, yes, you have all the features. They're all available for you, except for the code expert. So this is something that probably you will never need. This is if you want to export your website on another server or connect it to another platform. Other than that, you get everything. All the integrations are there on personal plan as well. Right, so if you have more questions about the plans and subscriptions, very welcome, use the chat and I will try to answer them. Okay, so now for everyone who is registering on Tilda, you are offered the 2-week Tilda personal plan for free. So you can try all the features within the Tilda personal plan for free, and here is how you activate this free trial. So let's do it. I will just remind you that we are in the plans and billing tab on the Tilda dashboard, right? And here you can click the activate, and I get the confirmation that until March 2nd of this year, I will get the Tilda personal plan. Very good. So I'm going back to the dashboard tab, and this is what I see. It's a pop-up window that proposes me to create a new website, and you will keep receiving this pop-up until you create your project. So let's do this. So my website, let's say, I will name my project. So this name is not relevant for SEO. You can change it anytime, but this name is only used for you within your Tilda dashboard, right? Here is used only on Tilda. Create. Very good. So I got this, you see a little notification that my email was not confirmed, and you will have the same thing until you confirm you verify your email address. So please, again, a reminder for everyone to use the real email so that you will confirm it and continue using the platform. Now you see these circles. They are tips, interactive tips that will help you get started smoother. Okay, so this is a very important thing about the help center. So whatever question you have, like for example with the calendar, as Antonio had a question, you can check first the Tilda help center, and then if you didn't find the answer to your question, you can also use this question mark widget on the on the lower right corner of your website, of your Tilda dashboard. You see, so I click it, and here send us a message, and that's how you contact our support team. And I really encourage you to do so for any question that you couldn't find in the help center. Even though it's very difficult, because I think like 99% of the questions that you might have would be covered in help center. But let's see. Okay, so once we have created a project, so the project is a big, the big thing, the website, right? And within this website, we can create several pages, like many, from 50 to 500, depending on your plan. So how do I create a page within my website? So here is the orange button, create new page. Pretty obvious. I click on it, and where I end up in the basically in the template library. Okay, so the templates that we have that I have mentioned before, they're all here, divided into categories. You see here is business, store for online stores, events, blogs, contacts. Contacts is a cool category, because here you see the link in bio types of web pages are available. So in case you want your Instagram to look modern and cool, and if you want to add several links or to give more details about you on your Instagram, this type of category of the templates might be interesting for you. And then there is a pro category. So pro category, perhaps it's more for the people who would like to use more advanced features of Tilda, such as zero block, because all of these pro websites were created from scratch by professional designers only using zero blocks. Okay, and so these are more, let's say, sophisticated web design options for you that you can go and check. But yeah, I don't think that you need to be a professional designer to use the zero block. You can figure it out for yourself. We have also a video tutorial on how to use zero block. And so yeah, if you're interested to dig a bit deeper into the design features, you can totally pick one of these templates and see how it works. Okay, but I would rather stick to something a bit more simple for today. And let me just pick any template to show you how you create your website on Tilda. So let's say I want to pick this one, home renovation services. So it's a typical template for a service page. Yeah, if you provide any kind of service, any type of services. So here I can see or preview the template. With all the blocks, and here is the button create page in orange always for me to use this template. So I just click create page, and voila, I am inside of the Tilda editor. Here I have a set of tips and that will help me to start smoother, but let me be your guide today, and I will explain it to you. Here is a small video about getting started with Tilda. But since we are together in this today, I will explain it to you myself. So this is the editor. So you're inside of the editor, and pay attention to the blocks. So how to understand where one block finishes and another one starts. You have these lines in between with the plus icon, you see. So these lines, and they mark the border in between two blocks. So for example, this is the block with the renovation services. There are 3 services with 3 buttons where you can calculate a project. Calculator is also something that is built in into the Tilda, a tool. This is another block, which is the cover block. This is the menu block, you see, another one. And in between, you can click the plus icon, okay, and add another block from the library. So this is what the block library looks like. You have first all the categories that we have mentioned before, for example, gallery. And inside of each category, you have a set of blocks with different designs. So you can pick them up according to the design of your website or to whatever you want. For example, if you need to show 3 pictures, or if you want to show 8 pictures, the design would be different. Perhaps, and you would pick different templates, right? The buttons also, columns of text already pre-designed, as you can see. Yeah, the online store blocks with the shopping cart and the product cards and so on. So I really recommend you to go through these categories and just have a look. Yeah, maybe spend like 5 to 10 minutes exploring the block library, so that you will have more or less an understanding of the possibilities that you can use with the blocks and with the block library. Okay, so this is how you add a block. Now, if you don't want to add, if you want to, let's say, if you want to modify a block, how do you do that? So as we have seen, or as we have already mentioned, the content can be modified right into the layout. So if I click on this text, it becomes modifiable. So I can just delete it all and create something else. So for example, digital course for newbies. Okay, now how do I save what I just modified? On Tilda, there is no such button as a save button within this layout. Why? Because everything is saved automatically. When is it saved? So once I have finished editing the text, I can click anywhere else on the layout. You can see that the text toolbar disappears, and that means that we are good to go and everything is saved. Okay, the same thing I can do with the subheading. Okay, and for the buttons, instead, I would have to go to the content tab. So let me explain you about these 2 buttons that you can use quite often to modify your blocks. The content button, the content tab, contains all the settings that allow you to modify the content, obviously, no? So what is it? The title, again, you can also modify it here. The description, the background image, that I would show you in a second how to change it, and the button titles. Okay, so the button titles are changed there, not in the layout. So for example, instead of calculate your project, I would say order, yeah, just keep it like that, order, and our services. Okay, and then background video, you can also use for this cover the background video that would be looped or not, according to the settings that you decide to use. Okay, and how to do that? You don't upload the video file on Tilda, you just specify the link to it, and the video is already uploaded, should be already uploaded to YouTube or Vimeo. Or it can be uploaded to any other server, and you will just provide the link to the video file. Why is that so? Why you don't upload the video itself to Tilda? Well, it helps you to it helps your website to load faster, because it will be lighter like that. Okay, but I will not use the video unless you ask me to do so. Instead, what I want to do is to change the picture, the image, which is the background image. Right? So how can I do that? First of all, I can obviously upload the file from the desktop. So I just drag and drop it. Okay, but it would be too easy. I will show you what to do in case you don't have a picture. So you don't have the image. What can you do? You can go here, click the search photos button, and you will end up in the image resources suggested by Tilda team, where you can find the images for free. So it's the image stocks that you can use for your website, for your commercial purposes. So for example, if you go to Unsplash and search for the digital course images, you see there are very nice high resolution images that are available for you, and you can just download them like that. Okay, and I go back to Tilda, and I will just upload the image from the image library on Splash. Now it is being uploaded. While it is uploaded, let me read your questions. So I'm selling, Victoria is asking me, I'm selling a book as a soft cover and ebook. When I use a store blog, I'm only able to add one price and button. How can I add two buying options? Oh yeah, that's a very good question, Victoria. I will show you how to do it in a moment. So I save and close this image that we have just added, and voila, the image changed. But what can we see? We see that it's a little bit like shaded with the bluish filter. So where do we modify the look of the block? The look of the block we modify in the settings tab. So I click on the settings and I can see here the filter. So this is the first thing I want you to notice about the cover blocks settings. So what is a filter? Filter is basically it's a colored or black or white shape that dims a little bit the colors of your image, of your background image. Why we are using that? Why is it in the settings? Well, because it makes your title more legible. So it's easier to read for your website visitors what you write, because the message, the key message of the website is usually in the text, not on the picture. So we dim a little bit with the filter the image, but it's not necessary, because sometimes the images are great, or they're white, or they're made in a way that they don't need to be filtered. And for this, you have this flexible setting over here. So for the filter, you can choose the start and end color. Take it as start is the upper part, not the upper half of the screen, and the end color is the lower part. And then you can choose the color and the opacity. So why we have these two divisions? Because you can create gradients, okay, or gradients, or you can create the filter opacity that will change according to where your title is. If your title is on top of the page, you can dim the top of the page a bit more and leave the bottom part a bit lighter, or vice versa. So here, let me just use the black filter with the very, with the opacity of, let's say, 20%. And I will just click save here to keep the settings tab open, but to see the results. And you can see now that it's very difficult to actually read the description, right? It's almost illegible. So I will increase the opacity to 40%. And now it's a little bit better, don't you find so? Or even go for 50% for the bottom part. So this is how you set up the filters for your cover pages. Right now, answering to the question of Victoria about the how to sell two products and two buying options. So Victoria, I will show you how you can add the product blocks. This is in the store category, okay? And here you have several options for product cards. And if you have more than one product, you can add a card like that, for example. By default, there are 3 buying options, all right? And you can modify them in the content tab. In the content tab, you see each product has its own item card, totally modifiable, where you will upload the pictures for your product. You can modify the title and description, add some text with the details, set the price, okay, old price, whatever, and so on. So this is how you can make several products available, and then upon the click on the product, each your visitors will be redirected to the page, to the buying page of this product, right? So the product link, you see, we can choose link on page, view full product info, or add to cart. As for example, if you choose the option add to cart, and you will add the shopping cart block, which is also here in the store category, shopping cart, okay. And I want to show you the preview of how it actually works. So to make a preview, for example, you're halfway of creating your website, you don't want to publish it yet, but you want to have an idea of how it works. So this is my case. I just added a new blog and shopping cart blog, and I want to see how it works. I go here and I click the preview button. Now I can see my cover page, very beautiful, and you see a little bit of animation that was already there by default in this template. Then I scroll down and I click on the product, and here I go. I can buy now. So by clicking the buy now button, I add the product to the cart. But before that, your cart, shopping cart options allow you to set up the number of input fields. These are the default ones, the name, email, and phone number for the person to check out the product, right? And the visitor can choose, the number of products, fill in the names, and so on, and so it will be added to the cart. Now if you cancel it, you see the visitor, me as a visitor now, I can see the shopping cart sign over here, and I can always click on it and come back to the order. Same thing if you want to order another thing, another good or service in your case, the person can click here and it will be also added to the cart. Now there are two different options with two different prices. So I hope this helps. Now to come back to the editing, I click the back to editing button, which is over here to the left, in the left bottom corner of your screen. Let me see other questions from Biliana. If choosing free plan, is it possible to put connection to LinkedIn, Instagram, etc.? Yeah, very good question. It is totally possible to connect your social media to your website, no matter which plan you're using. And there are special blocks, dedicated blocks for that. Let me show you. So this is the social media category where you have different designs for different social media. For example, if you want, so what did you say? LinkedIn and Instagram. Okay, I will use this one. So this is the block with the icons of the social media, and here you can add an item and choose the social media you want to use. For example, LinkedIn. You can keep the title LinkedIn or take it off, and you provide the link to your LinkedIn account. Okay, same for Twitter, same for Facebook, same for Instagram, and then you can modify the order or take away the ones that you're not using. You put save and close. And in the preview, I will just show you that we didn't put the links, but they become clickable as soon as you assign a link to these social media buttons. Okay. Very nice question. Thank you for asking it. It's indeed very important. Another question from Victoria. How many pages should one use for best indexing? Does SEO and Google bots read blogs or pages better on Tilda? So the second question, I'm not sure if I understood it correctly. Read blogs or pages better on Tilda? Anyways, so for the how many pages should one use for best indexing, there is no specific number of pages that you should use. What you should do is to optimize each page you have for SEO, right? So add the H1 tags, add the keywords, add the title, description, and the page, and then once it's done, and also assign the user-friendly URL, publish the page, and then it's going to be indexed, and you can have as many pages as you want. If they're all optimized, they all are going to be indexed well. Okay, so is there a blog that specifically allows a slider for both video and photos? So yeah, the slider blocks, if you want to create a slider for your cover page, for example, there is a special block. If you're not sure about a blog, but you have an idea of something like a slider, what you can use, you can open the block library and click this magnifying icon to search for blocks. And I will just put slider, and here you go. You've got all the blocks with the slider word in it. So here you have the slider for text and images, pop-up gallery slider, before after image slider. It's a very cool thing. I really recommend it to try. and other sliders, but I think that the slider that Victoria is asking for is this one. So the promo slider, where you can add content and you can add the images, as you can see, right? Yep. So you provide the title, the description, you upload the file. If you are using, yes, so the question was, is there a blog that specifically allows a slider for both videos and photos? So for photos, yes, here you are, this one. For the videos, you can also add another block, which is perhaps the gallery slider. Yeah, I need to check. That's a good. That's a very good question. But there is a special block. Yeah. Voila. This one. So the pop-up. If you have the pop-up gallery with images or videos, because here you can see that you can replace image or add a video link to it, and then it becomes a slider. So this is the block you're looking for. It's called GL08N. GL because it's in the gallery category, right? Okay, another question. I have a friend who wants me to build a simple website for them. When I transfer it over to their account, should they get a paid plan or does it work with the free version? That's a very good question. Yeah, to transfer the website or to transfer the page is totally possible from one account to another, or within an account if you have several websites available on a business plan, for example. But should a friend have, do they need to have the paid plan or not? So it depends on the website. If you are using the tools or the features that come with the paid plan, and then you transfer this page to your friend's account, once the friend having a free plan publishes this page, all the paid features obviously are not available anymore. So for them to use it fully, they need also to have the personal plan or the business plan, the paid plan, to use these features. But instead, if you're not using in your website anything like online store, tool set, or other paid features, then it's totally possible to use the free plan, of course. Yes, and the last question, I'd like to add 2 buttons within the one product block. Yeah, so these products are clickable, okay, but you can also add buttons using the blocks with buttons, or you can also choose another product card like this one. Wait, I will just show you another product card block. Voila. That comes with buttons. So you have 1 or 2 buttons per product. I think that's what you were looking for, right? So great. We had a nice overview of the e-commerce possibilities on Tilda. And now let me show you how do you go ahead and publish your website when it's done. But before that, let me show you how you can delete the blocks that you don't need. For example, I added these blocks, but I just added it to show something, to answer the question. And now how do I delete? So look on the right, on the top right corner, and you have several buttons in here within this block, right? So each block has the same number of these buttons, the controls. So what can you do? You can duplicate the block. You can make a copy of it, right? Then the next one, the next button allows you to obviously delete it. And let me delete all the blocks that I won't need for this project. Another one allows you to, this one allows you to hide the block or show it again. No, if you click again. This is a handy feature if you are developing a website and you're not sure if you're going to use this design, but you want to keep it, right, for yourself. Maybe in the future you will make it available. Or for example, if you have a season deal or an offer, a special offer that you will only want to use, I don't know, every second month. So you can keep the blog with already pre-designed layout, and then just hide it. And once you publish your website, it will not be shown to your visitors. But then once the time comes, you can show it again and publish it with with the blog. Right, and then more features, more options for your blog. You can cut it, you can copy, paste, select several blocks and copy them to another page, for example. It's totally possible within the project, or you can copy and paste them in another project of yours, right? Or just simply to change the order of the blocks on the page, you can use these two arrows, and they work like this: up and down. Right, so let's say that we have all set up. I will not go into each block and modify it. Of course, it's just for you to have an idea how the process works until that. So let's say that I have set up everything and I'm ready to publish my website. So there is a button that is vibrating all the time that publish the page. You can see it. It's the boldest one. So I go ahead and click on it. Oh yeah, and I have a problem because I did not verify my mail address before publishing the page. And this is what gonna happen with all of you if you don't use your real website or your real emails, right? So let me quickly log into my other account. I have many, as you can see, and I will just recreate what we have just done on another account. So create a new page. I choose the same template, this one, so I can preview. Then I create it. It's very good that we go twice over the same things again, so that you will remember. I will show you how to change the background picture in a quicker way. I just drag and drop it here, and I wait till it's uploaded. I will change the title in the meantime: digital courses. Digital courses for newbies, right? Change the filter, and we're ready to publish. Yep, so this is more or less what we had. Right, so now I click the publish button, and what I can see is that there is a pop-up proposing me to set the site address. As I have mentioned before, you have two options. Either you buy your domain name. It doesn't cost a lot. It's, I don't know, around starting from $10 per year. So it's totally affordable. Or you can also use the free Tilda subdomain. So this is the subdomain option. Okay, so let me put, for example, digital courses for newbies. A very long name, I know, not very maybe friendly, but at least it's Googleable. Okay, and I click save and continue. So what is important is not to leave the website, the URL address empty. So if you just don't put anything and you click skip this step, the URL will be this project 682 blah blah blah, and this is not good for SEO. Okay, this is much better. Digital courses for newbies. Save and continue, and now I got my website, my web page published and available on this URL. You can see that you can click to the buttons are clickable. Here is a nice animated arrow that brings us to the second block, and yeah, we have pretty much all the blocks. You see nice frequently asked questions block, which is interactive, and it's a nice way to put a lot of information without making your page very long, right? So that people can only click on the questions relevant to them and see the answers over there. Then here is a send the request button that brings us within the same page to the block with the online form that people can fill in and send the request for the services. Right here are the phases of the works are shown, again, and a map that has to be set up before. And here you can see the social media buttons that we already, that I have showed you before. So this is what the website looks like. Now, let me show you a couple of other things that we have just seen, how to, for example, how to connect the button to one of the blocks within your page, and how in general to set up the buttons. So the button, for it to be clickable, has to have the address. So you have to specify the address. It can be either another page of yours, or it can be blocked within your page, which is our case because it's a one-page website, right? So to do that, you go to the block content tab, the block with the button, right? You find the button link input field, and here you can see the hashtag form. What does that mean? So the hashtag is used for the same page block anchor links, so-called anchor links. What are the anchor links? It's a special block that you can add from the other category. It's the third one, anchor link, it's called. And in the anchor link, it is not visible for the visitors. So this block isn't visible for your website visitors. But in the content tab, you can create its name. And then you can anchor any button to actually this place. And then when you click on this button, the page will be scrolled automatically, let's say, to this block, right? Why is it good to use anchor links? Is because also for the SEO reasons. Because, for example, let me show you the published website. And if I click on the services, which is here on the menu, and I jump to the service, to the service block. No, you cannot see my browser window. I will just put it a little bit down like that. You can see that here in the URL address, you see the hashtag services, right? So it is the URL address. You can, first of all, you can share the page with the person. And if you share this URL address, the person will follow it and will end up exactly on this block. So not on the first one, not on the cover page, but on the services directly. Okay, so it makes sense for this mainly because there is another way to connect the button to one of your blocks on the page, which maybe can seem easier, especially for people, for newbies, because there is a button link to block. And then you can just simply choose the block that you want to link the button to, and it's going to be linked to it. But the difference between anchor link, between using the anchor link and using this way of connecting the buttons and the blocks, is that here you see you have the hashtag and then the rec and the numbers. So these are the numbers. It's ID of the block. Okay, so it's a technical number, the number of the block, basically, but it is not going to be indexed with the search engine. So it's not the best option, let's say, for you to use. If I don't want to save the modifications that I have done and that I have made to the content tab or settings tab, I just click outside of the tab and that's it. It's not saved. It was not saved. Right. Let's move forward because I will very soon finalize my my long story about publishing websites. But now you have an idea of how to create a page, how to create it from the template, how to modify blocks, add or delete them, how to preview your page. And also another thing about the preview is that you can preview how page is going to be displayed on different types of screens, right? So for example, on a tablet, you see the menu automatically changes and becomes a so-called hamburger menu that a person can click and it's going to be opened, or you can hide it to save the space on the smaller screen, right? And here is how the blocks adapt to the screens automatically, something that we have mentioned in the beginning, you see. So you will see it a little bit differently compared to how you're gonna see this website if you access it using the desktop, right? So, and here all of these previews for 5 different screens are available under the preview button. Right. Very quickly, I will show you what ZeroBlock looks like and how to edit. First of all, it's in the very bottom of the categories in the block library over here. So I click on it, and then I click on the block editor. You see on the left, it's not the settings and the content buttons. Instead, there are settings, yes, but block editor button instead of the content. So I click on it, and I find myself in the ZeroBlock editor panel, where you can see the 12 columns. This is the typical grid that is used on Tilda. Now to open the settings, I can click here on the settings button, and if I highlight one of the pre-installed elements, I can see different settings, set of settings for it. I will not go deep into this. Now if you want to delete, you can just use the delete button and delete some of the elements. To add new elements, you click on this plus button on top on the left, and here are the types of elements that you can use: text, image, shape, button, video, tooltip, HTML, form, or gallery. Okay, so for example, I will add a button. I can locate it freely, as you see. I can also zoom in or zoom out to the artboard and make it longer, so make my block as long as I want, right? For this specific screen. And then, for example, if I want to change the background color of the button, I can totally do so. I can also change the opacity, and the cool thing is the background on hover. So for example, up, I created a nice interaction animation, slide animation effect, let's say, right, for the button. And then let me just put something like that, just to show you an example of a design. For example, we have a little text and a button. This we don't need. The text will make it bigger. We'll stretch it a little. We'll make the button, okay, the button, I will leave it like that. I don't need this block to be that long, so I make it shorter. And then, so now on ZeroBlock, what can you do is to manually adapt what the block looks like on different screens, right? So here on top you have 5 screen resolutions, and the new cool feature is that you can also add breakpoints. So you can basically decide about the screen resolutions that you want to personalize your design for. Okay, and you see here I want to make the text a bit smaller, and also you can vary the design. For example, you can take away some elements from the mobile versions if they're not necessary, or you can totally like modify the size of the objects and so on. Okay, make it smaller, longer, whatever. Okay, so this is about ZeroBlock very quickly. There are much more things that you can do, also animation effects that I have mentioned, but I will not go deep into this because we already are running out of time. So you can save and close, and here you go, or you can just hide or delete this block. Right, so I have more questions. Hello, after publishing, how can we edit or add in future bits and bots in the future? After publishing, okay, so from what I understand, the question is how we can modify the website or the web page after it has been published. So first of all, if you have published your web page and you regretted about it right after and you want to unpublish, how can you do that? So for this, you go to the settings of the page. Here is the button next to the publish. You go to additional. You run there, and here is the button to unpublish your page. But don't worry if you publish the page that is not ready yet. If it's a new page, most probably people will not discover it on Google right away because it takes some time for the page to be indexed. So don't worry and don't panic if you publish occasionally. You can always unpublish it, but just for you to be to be sure. Now, after publishing, you can totally change everything. You can add new blocks. You can modify the existing ones. For example, here, join us and learn useful skills. So my page has been already published, right? And now I have just changed the layout in the editor, which did not have the effect on the published page. Here, if I reload it, you see I have the older version of the description. So for my edits or modifications to be published, I always have to publish the page again and again. So whatever you change on the page, just remember to publish it, and publish it. And now if I reload the page, you see it's instantly updated. Right. Another question, if you're working in a zero block, does Tilda also have pre-designed elements, like for example an arrow available? Yeah, so for the pre-designed elements in zero block, what we have, I will not spoiler you, but for the moment you can add shapes. There will be a bit more in a while, but the shapes are like this, so you can choose if you want to use the rectangle, the circle, or the line. Okay, for the line you can also choose how thick it is, the color obviously. Yes, so this is pretty much about the shapes. Now the buttons, yes, the tooltip, the images also. Yeah, so the arrow, you can use the SVG, upload SVG files, right? So if you have an error in SVG or PNG, of course, you can just drag and drop, as we dragged and dropped the image for the background, and use it on your zero block. Okay, so hope it helps. The next question is also, when you're landing on services, how can we go back to the home or contact page? Yeah, that's a good question. So for example, if I click our services, voila, I ended up on the service page, and now I want to go to the home page. So it's important to understand that we stay on the same page. So what we have to do is just scrolling. So we just scroll up and down the page, and all these menu buttons that we have, no, okay, these prices were not connected, the contacts, portfolio, for example, this is set up correctly. So if I click the portfolio, I stay on the same page. Okay, I've just a little bit scrolled down. Now to go back, I just scroll up. Also, you can set the menu in a way that it will be visible at all times. Okay, in this template, you can see that the menu disappears as you scroll down the page, but you can keep it there so that it will help the navigation across the page. Another question, when we edit in various formats, desktop, mobile, etc., okay, the changes we make within those devices will not affect other formats, right? Yeah, so that's a good question. It's about the zero block manual adaptation between the screens. So the logic is simple. You move from right to back, you move from the bigger resolution to the smaller one. So all the modifications that you make for the big screen, for example here, I will increase the size of this block, okay, the text block. And now I move to the smaller screen, and it inherits the size. You see here is the size 126 pixels, so this is the size. It inherits. Then if I change it in a smaller screen, and I will make it 100, for example, the next one will inherit this value from the previous one, right? So but the desktop size will remain 126. So whatever modifications you do to the smaller screens, they only affect the even smaller ones that are on the left, okay? But basically you can modify each screen separately, right? You can modify the elements for each screen, and if I modify, for example, the mobile version, it does not affect anything, right? If I modify this version, it will affect the mobile version, but then once you touch once you touch the settings of one of the screens, so here I put the 70, for example, okay, and here I put the 80, then they're separate. So they are they don't depend on each other, let's say. So I think this is the answer to your question. Another one, are we allowed to put Tilda's logo on our website as a partner so people can see which vendors we like to use? Yeah, of course. Well, for this, you can go to the Tilda Media Kit. I will show you this. Media Kits, voila. And here, yeah, you have all the assets to add to your website, the logos that you can download in any format that you like, the phones, some information about the founder and the platform, some screenshots, and so on. So you're free to use it for your projects. Okay, so I think I answered all the questions. Thank you very much for being so active today. Now, I'm just running out of time, but I want to show you two more things, which is how to prepare your website and the web page for publication. I will talk about the settings. So first of all, the settings for the page, right? We have said that we have a big project, the website. Within one website, you have several pages, and each page has its own dedicated set of settings. And here they are. So what is important to set is the page title and description and the page URL. This is essential. Please do this with the keywords in mind, because these are the settings that influence the SEO. So your Google results, right? The badge is the icon or the image that you use for the social media sharing. So once your page is shared on social, it will be shared with the social media snippet that looks or consists of the image, the title again, the description again, and the URL address. Okay, so make sure the badge is there. By default, Tilda assigns the very first image on the page as the badge, but you can upload your own one. Now for search results preview, you can also make the changes and make the personalized title description, add the keywords, please use it, canonical link, and then you can prevent search engines from indexing your page if you don't want to be seen in search results for a reason. Maybe your website is not ready yet. And yeah, you can prevent search engines from following links on the page. Now, you can also export the page. You can open its code. Okay, you can download it as a zip file. You can transfer the page to another user, duplicate it, move page to one of your projects within the account, or delete the page obviously permanently. And in the additional field, in the additional tab, you have several options, such as to put a label or comment for the page. It's for yourself within Tilda. Unpublish again, something that we have already seen, to see the page stats statistics, and some other options that you can check it on your own. So this is about the page settings. Now, there is also a set of settings for the entire website. How to get there? So from the editor, you can click more and go to site settings, all right? Or if you find yourself over here, this is the dashboard of the website that we have created with the one page that we have made. Here you can you have a dedicated button which says site settings, so you click and you end up in site settings as well. What is important to know here? So first of all, the website title is for you, used only on Tilda. Description, same. Now, custom subdomain on Tilda is something that we have created once when we were publishing the page, but we can always change it afterwards, and it works for pretty much everything on Tilda. So once you've done something, then after you can change it. So don't worry, don't freak out if you have made any mistakes or typos. You can just go and change it. But once you change anything, please go back and republish the pages, okay? And if you change something for the entire project, you will have to republish all the pages of your project. And for this, there is a dedicated button over here, right? So if you have 300 pages, you don't want to go and publish each of them, manually. So you can just click once, publish all pages, and all the modifications that you made in site settings will be applied. Now, fonts and colors. This is important because many people would, they keep asking about the fonts. So we have the pre-selected fonts, which are available here for free, including the Tilda Sans, our official font. But also you can click the custom settings and add settings from Google Fonts. Add fonts, typefaces from Google Fonts, from Adobe Fonts, or you can upload your own font files and use it for your website, right? And everywhere, if you're gonna explore it on your own, there are always a link saying learn more or check in our help center. And so these links are useful because they explain about each feature in detail within our help center, and then you can also change the languages of the help center. And maybe you will find your mother tongue or the language that you prefer to read this article with. Okay, so now homepage is something that that will be set up automatically, and every website has to have a homepage if there is non-defined. If it's not defined and you save changes, your website will not be displayed. So please do choose one homepage for your website. Now the domain, so this is for the custom domain, and here is, for example, my digital course.com. If you went to the website registrar and you have purchased your domain, here you can add its name. Okay, and you can check its the tilde. Yeah, will check automatically its connection, and it will give you the instructions on what you have to do exactly to connect it. Okay, so here is how, you see, and everything is explained over there. So you can just, it's just about changing a couple of records on your domain registrar side, and you will get your domain name connected to your project on Tilda. Now, analytics is the built-in statistics, actually, that we have mentioned before. Here you can go to see the statistics of your website. Just go and enjoy it on your own, maybe. Google Analytics, you can connect it. Tag Manager, the Facebook pixels, and there are more counters and pixels available here. In the SEO, you have this SEO assistant thing that I have mentioned before with the tips and with the link to the guide to SEO if you really want to know more about that. Also, here you can manage and set up the redirects to make your website available on HTTPS protocol. Okay, this is a good idea to do that. But you can always go to the guide to SEO on Tilda. It looks like this in the help center, and here you can read in depth about SEO and search engine optimization. Export is to export your website. It's an advanced feature. The forms and payment systems are two very important tabs that allow you to connect the external services such as, you see, Google Sheets, Telegram, Trello, Tilda CRM as well that we have mentioned, the HubSpot, Salesforce, and other CRM services, and also email marketing services for you to create newsletters and send them to your clients. So here is for the forms and the payment systems. Here you can choose the currency out of many, currency symbol, and so on, and also to connect, of course, the payment services to receive the online payments from your website directly. You can connect Stripe to check out PayPal and receive money from all over the world. Okay, header and footer. Header and footer is something that you define. So it is useful if you have many pages on your website and you want to add one block with menu to all of them, and you don't want to add and set up this menu block each time you add a new page. You just set it as a header and it will be displayed for each page by default. The same thing with the footer. Okay. The actions, for the entire website. We have seen these actions for the page where you can transfer the page to another user. You can also transfer the entire website to another user or delete the website permanently. It's here. The permissions, so you can password protect all your pages, right? or to allow access only for specific IP addresses, only for your colleagues in the office, for example. Now, the membership is a cool thing, is a cool feature, the members area that allows you to create the personal accounts for your visitors. So, for example, you can create online courses and provide the personal accounts for each student, and then set up very flexibly your online course, lectures, homeworks, and so on. Collaborators is a tool that allows you to for teamwork, basically. So you can work on the website together. You basically share your website with other people. And what is important to know is when somebody shares their project with you, it is not counted into the number of projects that you can have on your given plan. So, for example, if you're using the Tilda Personal and someone is sharing a project with you, you have your project and the shared project as well. So there is no conflict, and you can have as many shared projects as possible, as you want. So there is no limit for that. Finally, the More tab. Here you can check the platform label. So the platform label, I promised you to show how it looks. It looks like this. This is the very low one, not these ones. These are the blocks that you can delete, but only this made until the little narrow thing. And you can change if you don't have the sorry, I'm lost. Yeah, I'm back. So yeah, if you don't have the annual plan, you can only change the color of this label, and then if you have the annual subscription, you can remove the tilde label. Okay, and there are some other advanced settings that I don't think that we need to dig deep into right now, unless you have some questions. And let me have a look at your questions. So, Antonio, yes, could you please, before you go, kindly direct me to someone who could help me with that reservations calendar? Thank you so much. Everything was very helpful. I'm very happy to hear this feedback from you, Antonio, and thank you for asking these questions about the calendar. So yes, Antonio, please, if you have an account already on Tilda, for you to ask exactly the question about the calendar, I suggest that you go here. So you click on the question mark round button on the right bottom corner of your dashboard, and then you click send us a message over here in the very bottom, right? And then you have you will see this. So this is the dashboard to create a ticket, to basically contact our support team. Here you can create a ticket, and this can be useful for everyone who has specific questions about their projects and wants an advice from the Tilda professional, from the Tilda support team member. So here you just can choose a category, put the subject, add your question. You can also attach links. You can attach a link of something you have in mind, for example, of a calendar that you have seen on another website and you want to create the same one, and you submit the ticket, and then you can get the personalized assistance from our support team. So I hope that was clean. That was clear for you. Right. Okay. Well, I think we covered pretty much everything on Tilda, and just two more things that I want to mention, coming back to our beautiful presentation, about the additional tools that can help you for your work, for your job. We have free services for icons. First of all, the Tilda icons, icon library. There are more than, I think, 740 icons. They are divided into sets for different types of businesses, and you can download the entire set and use it for free for your commercial projects. Also, you can create the campaign URL builder. Campaign URL builder will allow you to create the UTM links for your marketing campaigns. The Tilda Colors is a service for you to pick or select the color palette for your next website. It's a nice tool where you can just click on the color, and its code will be copied, and then you go to Tilda and you use it for a shape, for example, or for the filter for your background color, or for any other reason, for example, if you want to color the icons. Okay, and then the broken link checker is a new, relatively new tool that we have launched a couple of months ago that allows you to check all of your pages on your domain for the broken links. Broken links meaning the links that are they're outdated and don't work anymore. It is not very good for SEO. So with this tool, it automatically checks everything and you can remove them right after. So just go to the video description and you will get all the links for these services. You will find it there. Now, we create webinars and we go live quite often. Okay, this webinar is the first one in 2023, but we are committed and we want to make much more webinars this year compared to the previous ones. And so I invite you to go to this page, which the link you will also find in the description of the video, and see the upcoming webinars and see if something interesting pops up. You can register for them and attend. We'll be happy to see you in our online events. Another thing is I invite you to follow Tilda on social media, because there we share some very useful advice on web design, on digital marketing, and especially if you're just starting your way into website building, it might be useful. So we are present pretty much everywhere. These are the QR codes that you can use to instantly subscribe to our YouTube. But on YouTube, you just can click now the subscribe button. We'll be happy, and the thumbs up if you liked the webinar as well, or thumbs down. I don't know. Yeah, any feedback would be super useful for us. So please do share. Please do use comments. Also, for people who are watching this webinar recorded already afterwards, you can use the comment section to ask your questions, and we will go through all of them and make sure that that we will answer all of your questions. Okay, so no matter when you're watching this webinar, please ask your questions. So yeah, we also present our on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook, and on LinkedIn, and on TikTok. So yeah, please follow us whenever you want. And that's it. So yeah, thank you. I'm happy. Very helpful. Thank you very much. Let us know, again, thumbs up if you like this webinar. Subscribe to our channel. Leave comments. That will be super useful for me. And yes, I hope you will enjoy your website building journey. Let us know how it goes. The hashtag made on Tilda. You share it on the social media, and we will be happy to go and check your project. And yeah, happy website creating. Bye bye. Thank you for being with us.